Hey, how's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to compare Mailin to basically all of our competitors. I'll get a bit technical, but to an extent where you'll understand everything. However, if you just want a quick 10-second overview on a specific competitor, just go on our website, scroll all the way down to the footer, and click Compare Mailin versus X competitor. Okay, so to begin, I'll start going over features and then end up talking about the different kinds of email infrastructures you'll receive. And that's basically the product you're going to be purchasing and directly impacts the kind of deliverability you'll get. And I strongly believe that Mailin is the best product in terms of value to deliverability. But I'm going to lay everything out in this video so you can make an informed decision. Okay, so let's get to it. In terms of dedicated servers, that is the main difference maker in terms of deliverability, other than dedicated IPs. Issue is it's expensive to run, and most email infrastructure software companies would rather give up quality for higher margins. So basically, none of these providers have dedicated servers, which we'll talk about later in this video. So dedicated servers, Mailin has dedicated servers, the Azure method has dedicated servers, and Mailreef has dedicated servers. Owns their own infrastructure. I'm just gonna kind of just bang through this. Mostly everyone does, unless they're a reseller. Mailscale, I'm just unsure. Mailforge is a reseller. They're basically just 2cows.com. It's a bit hard to set up an email infrastructure on 2cows, but Mailforge just goes ahead and resells them, and they make where you can go ahead and sign up. Straightforward. Let's move down. Dedicated IP addresses. Mailin, yes, we do have dedicated IP addresses. If you don't, it's basically just Google and Microsoft and these other providers where they do rotating IPs. Rotating IPs, I'm very much against. It's a bit more technical, and I'll talk about that later in the video. Everyone else, they do. And yeah, price per mailbox. Mail-in is $1.50, $1.20 if you do it yearly, and then $1 once you go over 1,000 mailboxes. Everyone else is pretty straightforward. Microsoft is $7.20. Mailscale $1 to $4.20. Mailforge $1.67 to $3. Maildoso, one thing you guys need to consider is they do bill quarterly. These are their prices. Google resellers, I put $3 to $4. And this is the price for most Google resellers. I just put Zapmail on here, but I would have to say a billion Google resellers. There's Zapmail, there's premium inboxes, there's cheap inboxes, there's lifetime inboxes. The list goes on and on. All you have to do is just put in inboxes on Google and you'll find a trillion of them. The Azure method, it ranges between $1,500 to $5,000. They always just change their setup fee, so that's what I put on there. But you can contact them directly if you're interested. And then there's a monthly fee. Mailreef, their pricing structure is a little bit different. It's $250 monthly. If you want to add in additional IPs and additional servers, it's $250 per IP, $500 per server, and then 0.001 cents per email sent. Automated onboarding. Basically, everyone has an automated onboarding. For Superwave and Hypertide, you have to go book a call. Same with Mailreef, but then afterwards, you go to an automated onboarding. Time to build mailboxes. Everyone's basically 10 to 15 minutes. Superwave is 2 days. The other providers like Hypertide and Mailreef, it just shows not on their website. But once you go ahead and sign up, I'm assuming it's also going to be 10 to 15 minutes. Experiences outages and large network deliverability issues. No. Google Workspace and Outlook, the only reason I say yes is not because their servers are bad, but they can just go ahead and block your mailboxes. That's the only reason. But their servers themselves are just some of the best on the market. SendGrid and Mailgun, no. But they started having deliverability issues, especially Mailgun. And SendGrid and Mailgun, like, can't use them for cold email. I just put this on here because I get this a lot. Like, why can't I just go ahead and send on SendGrid or Mailgun? No, these are ESP. If you try doing that, they're just going to go ahead and block your accounts basically immediately. Mailscale, yes, and Maildoso, it's on the same premise. If you're in the same server with 50 other people, and I talk about this later in the video, you have no control of what other people do in this video, in your server. They can just go ahead, they can spam, they can destroy the server, and they can even just shut it down. Mailforge, yes, they have no control as well. It's just a 2cows reseller. So if 2cows goes down, Mailforge they have absolutely no control. On Mailin, you have your own dedicated server, so you are in control. Google resellers, no, and the Azure method, no. But again, the Azure method rides on Microsoft servers and Azure servers. And Google resellers, what they do is they just ride on Google servers. It's just Google mailboxes. So it's the same premise of what I said right here. Mailreef, no, is a reseller based on transfer. That's the one thing and the one feature where, it's absolutely ridiculous that not everyone has it. And I believe it's only just us. If you just go through Google and Outlook and Mailforge, you actually have the domain transfer feature. What that means is, let's just say you have 100 domains, 200 domains, and you spent like a few grand on these domains. Can you transfer them over? Of course, why not? I don't want you to go ahead and spend extra money if you don't need to. I just want to go ahead and do good business. A lot of these other providers, they make you buy domains through them just so they can go ahead and upsell you. On Mailin, you can go buy domains with us automatically, and we set up your DNS on the back end. But if you want to go ahead and transfer the domains to us, so you don't have to purchase them again, you can do that. Also automatic. You don't even need to completely transfer them to us. All you need to do is just point the name servers. So you still own the domains. It's just going to be on our servers. Okay, well, that's basically it from a feature standpoint. But now I just want to get a little bit technical to the actual infrastructure and why I believe Mailin is the best option on the market. Alrighty, let's kind of go through the few methods. So you have dedicated server, dedicated IP. You have shared server and dedicated IP. And then you have shared server and shared IP. Now I'm going to start here because this is where most providers are at, where they do the shared server plus shared IP. Some providers like Maildoso and Mailscale, they do rotating IPs. I'm just going to still include it in this bucket, but let's just kind of just start talking about how email infrastructures work. So basically you have the bottom here, which is the mailboxes, then you have the domains, then you have the IPs, and then you have the servers. You just have to think about it as one giant node. Again, at the top, everything is always connected to the server, then it goes down to the IP, then the domains, then the mailboxes. It all trickles down. Now, how is this actually related to email infrastructures? Now, for example, let's just say you are right here, right in the middle, and you are sharing the server with not just 7 people, but it could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 other people. Okay? Now, let's say you're right here. This is Sally, this is Jim, and this is John. John's going to go and he's going to start sending out Nigerian Prince or Viagra emails. He's just trying to blow the server up. And again, none of these providers can actually control what people are sending. So if John actually wants to go sign up for, let's just say, Maildoso or Google or Outlook and start sending out garbage, he can, because why not? It's literally automated. And for example, nobody can control what he's actually sending. Nobody can actually go on his Instantly account or Smart Lead account and tell him, John, you can't send this out. John's going to send this out. So the issue here is you guys are all sharing the same server and the same IP. So if John starts sending out garbage and starts killing his IP and his server, then everyone's here is hurt, including you. Let's just say you spent 2, 3, 4 grand on your domains for the year, or even worse, you have like 100, 200, 300 deals in your pipeline. He can destroy everything, and it's someone that's unrelated to you on the server. That's why for a lot of these providers, the deliverability could be really, really good, and then a few months just absolutely tank. It's not because of anything you did, it's just because someone terrible just joined your server and wrecked it. Now let me get a little bit into rotating IPs. Again, I'm not going to get too technical, but these are concepts that everyone needs to understand. So now you've probably heard it a lot in the space that you don't want to look like you're sending cold emails, otherwise it's going to get into spam. Now, a good example of this is not tracking open rates or click rates in your emails. Now, why would you not be tracking that is because you're embedding code. And now why does that matter is because these email sending providers are getting smart. They use AI now. They know, like, if you're sending out an email and it has code in there that you're tracking whether or not people opened or clicked it, I mean, it's kind of obvious that you're sending a cold email. And it may not be today and it may not be tomorrow, but you're going to get thrown into spam eventually. Now, on that same premise, imagine you are using IP rotation. Again, you don't know this, but this is what your provider is doing on the back end. Short term, it sounds really good because if, let's just say, John here just ruins your IP, you can just go rotate it for another one and then you'll kind of be fine. Maybe your deliverability took a bit of a hit until they found that out, but then they just go and replace it and you're kind of fine. But now think about this logically. Microsoft received some emails from you. Let's just say they received 20 different emails and it's just from a bunch of different IPs. Now, why on earth would you be doing that? Why would you be sending out, 20 different emails from, let's just say 7 different IPs? There's no other scenario other than the fact that you're sending cold email. It's illogical. These are trillion-dollar companies and they're only getting smarter every day. So that's why I hate rotating IPs. Not because of the fact that it hurts let's just say the way that you send cold emails, it's just that it looks illogical and you're going to get thrown into spam eventually. It's a really bad method long term. Now what I'm going to do is just start going over individual providers. So as we said, the big players in the game, let's kind of go back here. We have Mailin, dedicated servers, dedicated IPs between $1 and $1.50 a mailbox, and you can also just transfer over domains. We're not trying to make money off of you. Google and Outlook, you just got to think about them premium servers, just paying a little bit extra. It's $7.20. I mean, you do the math. It's a decent amount more, but you do get the best servers. However, you're going to be sharing them with a lot of other people, which you've just seen the issue with actually just sharing servers and sharing IPs. SendGrid and Mailgun, they're not used for sending cold emails. Like, it's not really relevant. It's just for this video, just so you can understand, hey, I can't send cold emails with SendGrid and Mailgun. You can go ahead and try, but you're just going to keep getting banned, just rotating out. Shared providers, the only reason I didn't group them together is just because of pricing. Rotating IPs, I mean, now you guys kind of understand the issue of rotating IPs and the fact that it's a same server, same IPs, and either they're more expensive than us or basically priced the same thing, and you have to purchase domains through them. Mailforce, just a reseller. Hotmail, they're all just resellers. Hypertide and Superwave, I don't have an issue with the Azure method, and it's the one good thing is like it looks really good because you're sending from Azure servers. So if you want to go Microsoft to Microsoft, it's a lot better that you're sending from Azure. What I don't like is they have a massive setup fee, and this is just a little bit of a loophole. You want any one of their websites, and you're going to see they state it clearly. We know this isn't allowed, but we have a loophole. What that means, and I'll just give you an example with Google resellers, they buy either panels or educational accounts, and that also is eventually going to get shut down. Panels are basically out. They all buy it from the one same vendor. And the educational accounts, if Google goes ahead and cracks down on these educational accounts, it just kind of makes it strict. Again, it's a $1 trillion company. They can figure out this problem, and it's basically done. Those are the pros and cons, by the way. You want to pay the $3 and this could get shut down, or you just pay the premium. This method, the Azure method, we're doing something that's blatantly not allowed, using Azure servers. And Microsoft can figure that out. They can shut them down tomorrow. In my opinion, it's going to get shut down very soon, and that entire setup fee that you paid is gone. MailReef is actually the one product that I do really like. Fantastic. It's very similar to us. Its pricing is a bit different. Do you want to pay flat rate per mailbox between $1 to $1.50, or do you want to pay $250 monthly? And then for every single additional IP, either one that you burn or another one that you need is $250. Same goes with servers. And then you have to pay for every single email sent on top of that. But the product itself is fantastic. Let me just kind of explain. I kind of went over what actually these providers are doing, which is shared server, shared IP, but I kind of want to go over really quick. But I'm assuming most people understand now what a dedicated server and dedicated IP does and the actual pros. So now you see it's only you on the server. It's one server, one IP, your own domains, and your own boxes on here. So if you do everything correct, you will hit the inbox every single time. Why is that? Because if you follow best practices, it's just you. That's the best part. And now you're thinking, like, why don't other providers do this? Because if you have 50, 60, 70 people on the same server, it's all the same price. You have that one server and you have the one IP. And that's why other providers don't do it, because you can have crazy margins. But the whole point of Mailin is, and again, I hope you guys can see this by this video, I just want to do good business by people. I want you guys to refer us customers. And we're super hands-on with everyone. We really care. We want to provide you guys the best product possible. I was in the cold email space. I had a cold email agency. I saw the issues in the space, and I'm like, okay, I'll just go ahead and build a fantastic product for people, give it at a fair price, give people fantastic service. Either way, like, always have someone on staff. So it's no matter where you're located, whether it's Eastern hours or in Thailand where it's a 12 hours difference, there's always going to be someone to help you out from our deliverability team. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm always happy to help everyone out. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Cheers.